No. It says we're perfect streaming, so we're live.
Really?
Yep.
We're live.
We are live.
I feel weird. I can't imagine
no
a morning where we
intro.
don't have technical difficulties.
See, you know what's weird is the only time we didn't have technical difficulties was at 6 o'clock at night.
Right. That's
So I don't
because
know
everyone's
what's-
brains are firing normal.
Well, this one just didn't make any sense.
It's all good. We'll
But-
figure it out.
We're here.
I ain't
We're
worried.
alive.
Are the cameras even set up?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I got it.
I can see
got it.
me.
Nice.
So we're all good.
Nice.
So what are we talking about here, boys?
We are
Well-
talking about.
I mean,
It's
we're
early in the morning.
early in the morning, and I felt like I was getting up today for today's, to go turkey hunting like today's topic is talking about. I was up at 4, so that's pretty good. Brian
I was up at like 2:30.
Brian wasn't even 2:30, so you rolling home from the bars at 2:30, Brian?
I wish. No.
Yeah, I
Went to
don't-
bed at 11. Got up at 2:30. Who doesn't need a good 3 hours of sleep?
right, dude. Like you'll be in. You got coach tonight too?
No.
Oh,
I got Wednesdays off.
oh.
Wednesdays off.
Well, that's a question. Do you guys still have practice on Wednesdays?
No, we do typically, yeah.
Oh,
I just don't.
I was gonna say, like, that changed a long time since when I was in school.
Right. We never play on Wednesdays for
No.
religion.
Well, when I was in school, yeah, they couldn't even practice on Wednesdays.
Oh, really? Yeah. Well, we usually end up having, just because baseballs are real condensed, you play a lot of games through the Wisconsin weather and everything. It's real condensed.
Yep.
And, we usually give the boys a study hall, and then we kind of take it easy on Wednesdays, let them do their homework and make sure they get all the grades up and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, that's nice.
The teachers have really liked it, which has been cool.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just school first.
Yeah, that's
Make sure you
important.
got your stuff, figured out.
So, what do you do that for
whatever,
the
and-
first hour of practice? Or
Yeah,
what?
that's typically what we do on Wednesdays.
There you go.
And then just based on the schedule, like, my team this week, we're kind of a hodgepodge schedule of games on Mondays and Fridays, so I'm just giving them tonight off and
Oh.
worry about it from there.
Well, we are talking turkeys, but I also want to talk to you about a different thing. So
We can't talk about that thing. I told you we can't talk about that.
But we were talking. I was going to talk about football.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to talk about what I'm doing the next couple days. I'm like,
no.
we can't talk about
Don't
that.
even bring it up, dude. I don't even know what you're talking about. Remember that? No, but like just because we're talking sports for a hot minute here,
Yeah.
like yeah, you're coaching football again this year,
Yep.
and I got asked to help with my local team as well. But the coach to me, and maybe you already know this because you've coached an experience, in the past. I brought it up how they're gonna start going more full contact the day before the games.
Okay.
And he said it because like there's been a lot of studies and a lot of colleges have gone to that kind of mentality because if you take it easy the night before a game, now obviously you don't want guys getting hurt.
Right.
Guys.
And that's the problem, especially in small schools like we coach.
right. You can't afford to
that one guy goes down and it's a bad deal.
But he was saying that it's
Morning,
been
Chip.
proven that they get into the they're ready to go. For Friday they're rolling right into the next game. So I don't know how.
I've never heard that.
Yeah, and
Well, see, even in Wisconsin now, WIA, you can only go live a certain percentage of time.
Oh.
So I don't know exactly. I kind of forget what that was because I took a year off. But you can only go live certain percent of all your practices and whatever because they're trying to eliminate concussions and all that kind of stuff.
Injuries and stuff.
But yeah, no, we usually Thursday is more of a walkthrough for us.
Yeah. Yep.
Just same thing. It's like injuries are going to happen. It's a part of that game for sure. Football, it's a part of the game.
Yeah.
Injuries are going to happen. My theory has always been if it's going to happen, let it happen on Friday.
And it'll be
Right.
and it'll be interesting to see like because he said like Monday, Tuesday are going to be kind of like game film days.
Yep.
And then when practice starts ramping up by Wednesday, and then Thursday you're ready to go, and then Friday you're boom boom boom.
Now, he's a new coach to
for
Wild Rose,
yes,
right?
as of
Okay.
last year.
So, I mean, I'd give it a shot.
Change
What
it up. What do you got to lose? I mean,
What do you got to lose?
He came
Unless
in-
you've won like 7 state titles. What do you got?
right.
Right?
Right. And I mean, he came in last year, and I think he even told me that he was a little bit better than he expected to be. He come in, new school, numbers are down all over the place,
Right.
at least
Yeah,
for our
it's-
school.
No, it's the same way everywhere.
So, but anyways, that's just because the draft is coming up. That's the other reason I thought about that. Draft is what? Thursday.
Well, Packers had their voluntary practice yesterday or whatever.
Spring.
No, it's like they call it a voluntary thing where like the players don't have to be there, but obviously most of them ended up being there. And
Really?
of course, they're all like giddy and smiling and everything's great. New coach, new systems, and all that kind of stuff. So
There's got to be a lot of excitement going
I
on
think-
in that locker room.
I think that even Devontae Adams said that he said it's kind of refreshing having to learn everything from scratch. He said everybody's kind of at the same level. Even the older guy, Rogers, even said that, everything's brand new, trying to figure everything out from scratch.
Yep.
It's trying to figure out all of it at the same time, which I think kind of is it's kind of a refreshing deal, especially when it been in the league for 14 years like Rogers has.
Right. Huh. I just see that Chip comment. Yeah.
Right.
We got, where you live, Chip, we can come shoot them with archery equipment. It doesn't have to be. So anyways, we're going to talk turkey. What we got going on is we're in the second season of Wisconsin started today.
There's a lot of that going on.
There's
right
a lot of, these EVA X's. And that's why I have these two on here just for viewing pleasure. I mean, so people can see that. You might drive by a field and see this going on. Don't be alarmed. Just leave them be,
It's
Drive
just
right-
nature, man.
Just nature.
Just
But
doing what they do.
we got Justin from The Real Shot is out today.
Yep.
He and his wife have the same week tag, so they're out turkey hunting today, and they're using they're going to be the guinea pigs for the new TSS, at least the new
Okay.
stuff for us. And then Lance has got a tag, his girlfriend's got a tag, so they'll be out tomorrow, I think. So it's exciting stuff. So what we did is I took a buddy
And
last.
we're gonna try to get out. We're actually gonna try to do some live turkey hunting.
Yeah,
Right?
We're gonna try.
We got
to
some
go live.
equipment coming in for the Wisco Bass stuff.
Well, Colin Martin was in here yesterday, and he was shopping around and all this kind of stuff, and then he's like, "Yeah, man, I'm getting jacked." I'm like, "Yeah, next Sunday.
Yeah.
Next Sunday is the first Wisco Bass."
And we got entrance music, dude. Zach put a form out on the website. I think we had almost a dozen people put their songs in last night already.
Oh.
So guys are obviously jacked about it.
So for those guys doing that, do they have to pick a segment of the
Yeah,
song?
20 seconds. We're going to
20
go with 20 seconds. So they
20
got to
seconds.
just give us a start time, end time. But then I got an app I found that it's actually meant for baseball games, but
Oh,
what's
like
the difference?
Yep.
The walk-up music,
Yep.
So what's the difference? So we're going to be able to just have that all queued up, perfectly ready to go. It should be pretty awesome.
Yeah. So that's
Because we had that last podcast last Wednesday.
Yeah. And
I had it figured out by 11 o'clock that night. I was like, we got to do this. This would be awesome.
well, and those two guys were stoked.
Oh yeah, who wouldn't be?
Colin's real stoked.
Who wouldn't be stoked about that, right?
Well,
Because music's a big part of life in general, right? It's a big part of life. It either gets you jacked up or whatever, and everybody's got that one song that kind of puts them in the zone. And I think that from a media standpoint, we're going to get better interviews. We're
Yep.
going to get better on-stage presence because it's going to relax guys that aren't, not maybe like us where we do a lot of this media stuff and you
Right.
get kind of used to just ignoring the camera and Zach giving you funny looks and all that kind of stuff,
right.
right? I think this is going to kind of relax them and get a better product that way too.
Well, so that's for sure. So next week, Sunday, is the first Wisco tournament.
Yeah.
So if anybody wants to come out and support those guys, they're launching from where again? In
Winneconne.
Winneconne.
Yep. So, but the segue to that is I've got some equipment coming that we're going to be using for the live
The
streaming,
live stuff.
and we're going to try next week to get you to go live.
Yep. My turkey season starts next week, Wednesday.
I'm gonna come out and I'm gonna try to film the actual hour whatever live. Live. Maybe we might not go like right away at
Live.
daybreak, but
Yeah.
we're gonna figure out best timing. 'Cause I don't want to stream for 3. Who wants to watch that, right? But
I would.
well, maybe a lot of people do. I mean, I love sunrises, right? They're probably the best. I mean, they're awesome.
Zach's been posting some pretty sunrises and sunsets
See,
lately.
sunrises are fine. That's an optimistic thing. Sunsets, that's just bad.
Were they sunsets?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what your comment
Right?
meant last time.
Yeah, right. Sunrises are great. That's an
Right.
optimistic, new day, new hopes, or whatever. That's
Yeah,
all great.
yeah.
Sunsets, man, that's just bad.
Well, but I mean, we're yeah.
What is that?
That's what he caught. Well,
Oh,
you,
that's what you caught. Oh, okay.
but you didn't even mention you caught another rod and reel comment.
Really? Was the reel savable? Salvageable?
I messaged him. I'm like, dude, you have sometimes the best luck and the worst luck all at the same time.
I don't know where you're catching all these rough fish all the time. We gotta work on this, Zach.
We gotta get a hold of Carpzilla and do some bull fishing
Yeah,
in that
right.
spot,
Yeah,
for
right.
sure. All right, well let's get right into it. So last Thursday,
EC Davis wants to know if we're selling Tacticam packages.
we still have tactic. Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
we do,
Yep.
absolutely.
And then we're also looking to get back into GoPros.
GoPros
as
will
well.
be here soon too. Yep.
Yep. So EC's got to have a tag. Zach, your mic is not on. That's what Megan just said.
Morning, Megan.
Morning, Megan.
Proper. It's on now.
Oh, okay. Hey, we had all sorts of issues this morning. Hey, Zach, you did a good job again.
Yeah.
So here's what happened. We get in this morning at 6 o'clock. We're getting on live at 7. Zach turns on the computer. Nothing. Comes up and says, hey, 10%, we got to rephrase, disc check or whatever. Like, come on, really? What is going on? So the laptop we're going to be using for all this live streaming, remote live streaming stuff is here. It just wasn't quite set up yet.
Right.
So Zach had to do an emergency install and emergency prep. And
Well, and we can kind of explain the inconsistencies with our schedule right now as we're trying to really figure it out, right?
Yep.
So we did the evening show. I thought that went well.
really good.
We're doing a morning show now.
Morning, Larry.
We got some good people tuning in.
Honestly,
already.
if it were up to me, I'd love to rather do the morning shows.
Just get it over with.
Well, no, it gives us more time to go film.
Right, and that's
Early-
why the schedule is so inconsistent now. Because when we decided that we were committed to 3 days, 2 days,
We didn't get to do enough filming.
we couldn't do enough filming. Now, I mean, we've been filming product videos every single day.
Yep.
Zach and I have been getting here, going out on the floor and filming product videos. So Zach's working and he's busting those. Usually, some of them are tied to blogs, some of them are just product content.
Well, and maybe come winter again, we go 2 or
We
3
go-
days
yeah.
a week. I don't know.
And we've asked.
Oh,
we've
and I
asked-
was there's a certain event that might show up here. We might go 5 days a week that
we might
week.
go 5.
We might go 6 or
We
7
might have-
days a week that week.
Well, and it's just if we're locked into a certain time frame, it just
I think in theory that's what the book tells you to do. Right? The book tells you that if you're going to do a show like this, you go live at a set schedule all the time. And I do think that we want to have a general schedule of we're going to go live weekly. That's what we're going to do. That's our schedule.
Well,
we're going to go live a minimum once a week. That's our schedule.
Once a week. And it
right?
may be a Wednesday, maybe a Monday,
Right.
maybe like next week Tuesday we have the elite rep in here. Next week Tuesday we're back in at noon on Tuesday.
Yep.
Just because we forecasted, we scheduled him so far out, I don't want to change it on him now.
Right.
After this. So anyways,
we're going to have to go do some scouting, Monday?
yeah, because
Because Wednesday morning's boom time, right?
boom, boom. Yeah, Monday's going to have to be the day for
All right,
sure.
we'll get up there.
We'll get up there and do some live stuff. So, anyways, last Thursday, took one of my best friends out turkey hunting. Well, he invited me out to call, and we got a clip here put together. Now, I'm going to, there's a...
Do you have those, though?
So so here's the problem with that. So how are you going to see?
Can I not see him? There'll be a little bit lagged.
We'll
on the
just
live
have to
stream.
play off the delay.
Play the delay?
Let's
Okay.
just go
I'll
with
just
it.
have to, yeah. I did.
So just give me a few minutes here.
Okay.
You
So,
can
anyways,
have
I
your fun.
filmed it. I went out there and filmed it for him because, again, that's why we're doing the TRS live.
Yep.
In the scheduling. So we got up, we went out hunting, and
I think it's funny that he said he filmed it, Zach.
I know. Well, that's what I'm trying to get at. Like, I'm not Zach. I'm not Megan. Like, my skills are very, very beginner.
You're way better at calling, let's put it that way.
We got the kill shot
Sort of.
between the big camera and the GoPro. We got the kill shot.
I'm only making fun of you because I've got to get better at it as well. And I think that's going to be fun watching this whole thing mature, right? We're going to figure all the system stuff out. We're going to figure out all this computer filming stuff, and it's going to turn out awesome in the end.
Well,
Right? We just need
Yep.
Zach to not he needs to tutel us. We need tutelage.
tutelage.
I think we're going to plan a couple courses for you guys to be able to help kind of learn everything, get the basics. But
Yeah. So anyways, we filmed it, and then the first clip that we're gonna show is him doing a slight interview. Now this guy is not, like you talked about earlier. He's not a camera dude. He doesn't want to, So we did the best we could, but he's talking about wearing his Badger Advantage camouflage, and what it is the very first time, and we talk about it briefly at the end of the video. I think we hunted 15 years ago was the first time we hunted turkeys together. And the scenario was virtually the same as what it was this last time, where I get there to his house, and I've talked about this before on TRS Live. He's wearing blue jeans, white sneakers. He's wearing a black hooded sweatshirt and then a Badger black stocking cap.
So this dude's hardcore.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
hardcore.
yeah. And I show up 4:30. I'm jacked up, ready to go, head to toe, full
Right.
camo. Besides the face mask, I'm like, "You ready?" And he comes. I go, "You gotta get dressed." He's like, "I'm ready to go." I'm like, "No, you're not. What are you doing? Like, you're wearing blue jeans, bro. We
It's
ain't
like
go-
a bad first date.
Yeah. So and that kind of the morning just segues. So then like, all right, so let's go. Where are we going? Well, I got this box blind back behind the house. We'll just sit up in there. I'm like, okay. Check mark number 2. Like, that's not how you turkey hunt by the book. Just like Real Shot Live should be a schedule. You don't turkey hunt in a box blind, even though a lot of people are doing it now.
Right. Well,
so and then
I think it's the thing that they're used to it, right? Birds are used to those blinds being out there all the time.
Well,
so.
and I'll tell you this: if we didn't have the Taj Mahal now is what he's calling it. He redid the one where I've shot a couple turkeys under before. You know, if we didn't have that, it was cold, it was windy, it's on top of a hill, so everything is really amplified up there.
Right.
We would have never made it as long. Plus, we moved around a lot.
So you're telling me you're getting soft.
I'm getting soft.
You're getting soft.
Well, if it would have been my tag, it would have been a different story. But anyways, well, then the third strike that morning was, I'm like, all right, let's go. Are we going to walk? He looks at me again with like a dumbfounded look. Walk? What do you mean? I'm like, well, we got to be stealthy, right? We got to get.
Yeah.
Nope. We pile on a 4-wheeler, and this is another funny part, but we
I saw. Well,
not the butt on the 4-wheeler.
He's not a little dude either.
No.
He's a big boy.
When that was 15 years ago, yeah. So we right out to the base of the woods, get out, and just walk up to the ground blind. Long story short is this turkey flies down from the trees after, and he talks about it. We were literally in the blind for 35, 40 minutes. One flies down from the trees, lands in the decoys, boom, he shoots it, done. So
no, that's not this year.
No, this is last year.
This is last year.
So,
okay.
Or no, it was 15 years ago.
15 years ago.
Yeah.
So 15 years ago, you were nut to butt with this guy.
Yep. So then, okay, so in honor of this, go with it. Just go with it. So, we meet up again. He's like, dude, I finally got a tag. We finally got it worked out again where we're going to hunt. I show up to his house, and he's virtually wearing the same stuff.
See, and that's funny because I thought you were describing this hunt.
Oh.
Because I saw the footage. I'm like, that's what the dude's wearing.
And that's the thing. So that's the thing. So now this expectation of this hunt was I still show up, almost full camo. I wear a black shirt and a Stormy Chromer, but, like, I'm like, all right. This one I'm like, whatever happens, it happens.
Right.
So I roll up. Same scenario, except we weren't nut to butt. We took 2 4-wheelers out to the
that's
edge.
good.
2 4-wheelers out to the edge of the woods, walked up, and now the new revamped Taj Mahal blind. And then that's where the first segment.
Sliding windows.
Thing,
right.
The only thing we didn't have was the heater on.
Yeah, I think you had the heater on. I saw the steam coming out of the malls there when you're breathing.
That's him smoking.
Was it?
Yeah.
I was like, it's not that cold.
It wasn't that cold, but he talks about it too in one of the clips, and he must have smoked a pack and a half that morning.
God.
That's how casual this hunt really, really was. So
EC, I don't think we ever claimed that this is a family show. Kids are all going to school right now. My kids are on the bus. Right? We never claimed this is a family show.
No, that's awesome. This is a family show.
Never claimed this is a family show, that's for sure.
Do we have to have disclaimers from here
I don't
on
know.
out?
Maybe we do.
So, so long story short, like, we ended up, this one didn't take a half an hour.
See, this is the whole turkey hunting from the box blind thing with the sliding. I didn't know people did that.
I didn't either, really.
Okay.
I didn't either until 15 years ago.
Yeah, I didn't know that was a thing. I thought it was more on the ground.
Yeah.
More hand-to-hand combat.
That's the way
right?
I roll.
Okay.
That's the way I roll.
Good, because if we're gonna go out and film it, I don't want to be sitting anybody's box blind.
Well, see, and this is what we talked about. If we're going to go up to Brian's, virgin property for turkeys. Right now,
I've never hunted turkeys.
But one guy shot one up there.
My neighbor
shot
shot one. Yep.
And he said it was fully loaded.
So we'll see.
And so what my thought would be is it'd be awesome if you did sit in your blinds, and then I would take the fan or my decoy this and go reap one.
That'd be sweet. We could maybe we just have to get another tag somehow.
Well, 4th, 5th, and 6th are always available.
I
can buy plenty of tags. So, and then I'll just So, anyways, can we start showing?
It's almost done transcoding. It's got to get into the system.
Transcoding.
Do you have to identify to do that?
No. No. I can't. Transcode. Anyway, whatever.
It's too early.
Transcoding's taking the
family show, Brian.
Transcoding just making the video so that the software can read it.
Now we're good.
Go.
Oh my goodness. Morning, Tony. Tony says you gotta take him out turkey hunting.
Tony who?
Tony Malika.
Oh yeah, for sure. I love taking. Well, like I said,
If you
we
guys
want,
see,
we want more content, so
Right.
I'm looking to take just about anybody.
yeah, and we might. Hey, Tony, you want to go hunt? You got a tag? We'll come stream that too.
We'll come stream that one too.
I think who would be in favor of live turkey hunts? I think that would be about as cool as it gets. I know you are.
I'm
You just don't want to work.
Well, live fishing as well. Live fishing as well. So, are we talking over this clip right now?
We will be in just a second. I played it, and just stay with me. Bear with me.
All right, I'm bearing with you.
All right, I'm gonna play it
So
again.
first of all, this is my buddy Adam Prill, and this is over in Washera County. So okay. Now the problem is I can't turn the volume up because then you'll hear it.
Went with
Yep.
So I'm just gonna have to go with.
We've got more issues than we can even fathom today.
That would be pretty cool.
Hey, we're fighting through it though.
We are.
We're fighting
We're
through
gonna
it.
overcome.
So that just means we'll never do a morning show again. Too many problems.
There you go. There's your clip.
Okay, there's my clip.
So the first one, that was him talking about the Badger Advantage barrel.
The Badger Advantage, and if you notice, he's got a Wisconsin badge. He lives in Madison.
Okay.
You know, his land's up here, but yeah, he's talking about. So and that's where that 15 years ago. That's why he talked about that. It's because that's what he was.
Now, is this
wearing.
the next hunt he went on? He hasn't hunted for 14 years.
Not turkey hunting?
No, wow.
Not turkey hunting.
So what made him go this year?
I think it just worked out for he's married. Obviously, he's got a newborn boy.
Okay.
And this is the year that he finally just put emphasis into wanting to go again.
Good for him.
And and well, that's what we ended the day. We're like, so I'll see you in 15 years again, because that's the way it worked out, and that's a rough time frame. But I think we were both just out of high school, so let's not get into that. Jeez.
It's pretty impressive he's still talking to you.
All right. Let's go to the next clip.
Let's go to the next clip.
Just saying.
You talk to me. So I'm trying to set up the day here. I'm just watching this. I feel like a viewer.
Right.
You are a viewer now.
This is gonna really be tough because I don't remember what's going
I think
on.
it was just that. Were you calling? I feel like you were calling in that. Something.
Sure.
Maybe.
How do you not remember? You just went through all this yesterday.
I know.
You wrote the clips down. Why didn't you take notes, Matt? Why didn't you take notes?
Let's get into that.
Take some notes. Got some notes.
Yeah, so
there?
that was a clip of my decoy spread,
Nice.
which you see right here.
Well, let's just do this. Do you have the full thing you edited?
I
Is
do.
that-
I do.
Can we
Should
play that?
Let's just play
Let's just
that.
play that.
I was thinking
Play
we were just
that.
going to play that.
Yeah,
with all
let's
those
just
issues.
do that today.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're playing the other one.
All right, everybody, it's Matt with The Real Shot, standing here with one of my best buddies, Adam Prill. We just
Well,
did a
we'll talk
hunt this
about it
morning
after
for
that.
turkeys. Obviously, that's what you're going to see.
It's hard when you can't
It's
see
the
it.
second
It's
day
much of a
of
delay.
the first
Or
season
here.
here in Wisconsin. And Adam and I were in the blind. We're thinking about it, and it's been 15 years,
Your hunt was a lot of fun.
at least, since you and I hunted
And just to
together.
remind everybody, we can
And
upload
so
this
this hunt
after.
was a little different from the first one. First one was in a blind very similar to this one in the same exact spot. It's actually sitting on the ground next to us, but that one ended up where it was very similar in the way that we had one bird roosted behind us. That one decided to helicopter in over the top of us 15 years ago, landing the decoys in a very similar spot, and then whammy slammy, 15 minutes later we're at the restaurant eating breakfast. This one they made us work a little bit harder. This one took 2 hours. 2 hours, yeah. We got in the blind early this morning, about 5 o'clock, and right away, just at about 5:30, 5:45, we had one gobble behind us on the ridge. He flew down. He had 2 hens with him. He came down. We could see him out of the blind at about 70 yards full strut. And then he took off over the hill. And in the meantime, we had like 6 to 7 hens, right, out in front of us.
Okay.
And then what they did is they came up. We were trash talking with one of them. She went up the hill. And as soon as she got back up on the hill, the bird that came down the first time gobbled behind us.
Cool.
And then we were talking about how a lot of the birds in this spot like to roost down in the swampy bottoms in some of the pine trees. And we're like, how come we haven't seen any or heard anything down there? And just as we said that, Adam looks at me and he goes, what's that bird? We had 5 jakes and 3 hens out in the field. And then this guy came out behind them. And those jakes, when they came out, they actually saved the day because those jakes pushed the 3 hens away from this tom, kind of, bullied him a little bit. And as soon as that happened, this guy came from over 400 yards into the decoys. He wasn't quite committed to the decoys, but 35 yards.
Yeah.
Put the beat on him and
Crushed him.
So now we're sitting here. A nice 2-year-old, got about a 9.5, 10-inch beard, 3/4 inch spurs. So I'm guessing he, for an early season bird like that, he's in the middle 20s. So it was a really good day, a lot of fun. Now what do we gotta do? We gotta wait 15 more years to do it again?
I hope not.
So it was a lot of fun. Hopefully everybody out there has a lot of success. But yeah, we're gonna get over to the restaurant and get some warm food and warm up a little bit. Good job, man.
Awesome, thank you.
Thank you.
To the right a little bit.
He wasn't coming to the decoys, was he?
No.
He's going to that hen in the woods. I couldn't take it anymore. It's so big. That was a fun morning. There's a little more excitement than the last time we hunted together.
Well, it was over in 10 minutes.
This one took a little while. What time is it?
8:04.
Oh, not shabby.
All right, everybody, it's Matt with the Real Show.
We're back.
Oh,
We're
yeah.
back.
That's pretty cool.
I was just watching it.
You didn't totally suck on the footage.
No, I mean it's like Zach mentioned. There's white balance and blah 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 balances and it's
Blah blah blah
camera
balances.
zooming.
At least you had the GoPro set up and you got a pretty decent kill shot.
Yeah, so that was the issue. So let's recap now the way we wanted to. So like that day, that morning we set up, we were in the blind, and just like the 15-year ago hunt, the bird gobbled on the hill behind us, which is normally what we want, because then they fly down to that big green field.
Behind you in the woods?
Yep. So
that way? Is that a woods behind you?
That's
or
a
is
wood.
that
So
woods?
I don't know how many acres, maybe 25 acres, and it goes straight up, and then it drops down on the other end, because the hill does that, but then it flattens out.
Are you sure?
Yeah. But there's a lot of oak trees on there,
Okay.
and because there's no trees right now, and a lot of those kind of style trees,
Right.
they're just starting to leaf out. We literally walk right in front of that woods where those turkeys roost. So I did Facebook comments about this field before, and I call it like the bottoms, because the hill drops down to that big green bottom field, and then it goes to a marsh with some taller pines. So your ideal location, either the birds are behind you roosted, or if they are, they're way down in those pines, but it just continues to get more wet the further to whatever direction that would be in front of us. So we got out there, didn't do any calling, didn't do any owl hooting, didn't do any crow calling. We let nature do that for us. And one gobbled behind us, and we're like, perfect, we're ready to go. So this bird flies down, and he's calling, and I'm calling at him and such. And then he ended up, and there's a part in that video where Adam's looking to behind us, and that tom is 70 yards full strut. Now, the other thing, too, is about it, That's the neighbor's property. We're butted
Okay.
right up next to the neighbors, so we can't shoot into that woods. So he's behind.
Oh, that's the property line right there.
We're right on the top.
Okay.
Yeah, I keep telling him buy that hill because that hill is dynamite. But anyways, so he was in that on the property line, full strut, and there was 2 hens with him. Well, we're watching him, try to get it on video. It was tough because you don't really want to stick a camera, none unless your arm or anything out this window.
You gotta want it, Matt.
Well,
You gotta want it.
I also want to shoot a turkey.
You gotta want it.
You gotta do it for the shot.
Do it for
gotta
the
want
shot.
it. That-
Well, we'll
that's
work
what we were
on that.
talking about. It's that mental switch. It's
Right.
like you gotta want you want to hunt, but now
Right.
with the show and if you're on your own time, that's one thing, right? But with the show stuff, it's like if you don't get the shot, it's worthless.
And that's why a lot of pros won't shoot
Oh,
something a
absolutely.
little too dark, blah, 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 to
Oh,
focus.
absolutely. Well, they probably quit hunting a half an hour before dark because the cameras don't work anymore.
Does the law state that, too?
What?
That you have to quit hunting
No, there's no law, but it's just a matter of the camera will get all grainy, right? Am I right?
Yeah.
Lack of light, their camera gets grainy.
So that bird is behind us, and he ended up he fades off. He goes back up the hill, follows those 2 hens. Well, in the meantime, which the clips showed, is there was multiple different hens coming in and out of the field. Well, one come up our direction, and she was really yelping really good.
Did that come up out of the marsh?
Yeah,
That
so
marsh was out?
a lot of what happened is we had 4 hens go about 150 yards away to the whatever direction. Again, I'm bad at directions.
I guess.
Yeah, so
Holy
and they
cow.
walked down to that big marsh, and the whole time we're up there, I could use them, and that's why binoculars are so important, is I could see them walking around in the tall grass. Well, they ended up coming back up the hill.
How far away was that?
It's a 40 away, so it's over 400 yards away.
Okay.
And so then one hen ended up coming back through, and there's a lot of pockets of grass. We planted trees in there, trying to create bedding area for deer and just better habitat. Because the other thing is that field is just a huge field.
Yeah, it looked big.
And there's just alfalfa in right now, that's coming up in it. So there's green, and then there's a lot of green all around us. There's not much green until you get across the road. But that hen comes up, and she starts yelping. And so, I was talking to Carl that works here just the other day, and he was like, this time of year, if you get a hen fired up, which is typically any time of year, but you want to mimic her, but then do one better than her. So you want to be the boss hen, not her. So every time she would call, I would try to mimic her call, but then do 1 or 2 more. And it really worked, because then she would.
Now, what do you mean? Like I don't know anything about
All
turkey
right,
calls. So what do you
so,
mean
like-
what do you mean 1 or 2 more?
So like the hen, when she first came out, I called just to call. I did like a yelp. And then all of a sudden now she's responsive to that, and she's doing yelps as well. So then, let's say you just let her call, but then try to count how many she was doing. So if she did like a cluck, something like that. Okay, if she did 3, I'm going to do 4 or 5.
Okay.
And then if she does like a cluck per, then you do the same thing, and then you finish it off with some yelps as well. So then that's what she was doing. So I got her because I wanted her fired up.
So when you say one upper, if she's clucking your 1 more or 2 more clucks than her.
Yes. So and that's what Carl, and I never really thought about it that way, but Carl's like, count how many they do, and then do 1 or 2 more. So I mean, obviously I wasn't like, okay, 1, 2, 3.
Now is a turkey? I mean, would a hen ever just sit there and purr? Do they do that? I mean, is it
When like the purr is like your cat purr.
Yep.
It's a relaxing sound. So if you hear a turkey purring and it sounds, I'm like I said, I'm not the best caller, but sounds just like that, and then they'll usually finish it up with like a cluck or soft yelps. And I mean, we can get into a whole calling thing, like when the biggest thing people make is they get really, really loud with it too often. If you got to cut through the wind or you got to make some distance with it, do it. But for the most part, if you've ever listened to turkeys, and some of the clips that are on here, there's some hens really going on, really talking loud. But, so anyways, I one-upped her the best of my abilities. And then she ended up, in the clip, you can see her, she walks 30 yards next to the blind and then goes back into the oak trees behind us, and then she really starts letting loose, really, really calling a lot. Well, what it did is the tom that was 70 yards behind us that drifted up that hill, now he hears 2 different birds, and those sound like the girls that he's with were just lame. So then he come back and he called.
Now, what do you mean by lame?
Well,
Not
he must have
interested?
lost interest in them. Either that or that hen was helping call those other hens back Well, that bird ended up gobbling again, and he was coming our direction. But, that hen, the problem is that hen that came from the bottom of the green field and walked 30 yards by us and was calling in the woods was going to him.
Okay.
And you can't compete with that unless you're able to get down. But it's so wide open, plus it's off the property line. We couldn't do that. So we just relied on, the decoys, and hopefully the scenario would work out in our favor. So anyways, that hen fades off, and the tom starts gobbling more, and she really starts cutting loose. Bow, bow, is yelping, gobbling, or yelping and purring and all that kind of stuff, clucking. And and that tom goblins quite a bit more. But now they came from like my left behind us and faded, and they're over here to the right. And then the meanwhile, a couple more hens are coming up. Well, then you see a segment you see a part in the clip here where there's a hen in the decoys. And again, that was a hen that was 440 yards away. She had worked up through, called at her. Next thing you know, she's 10 yards sitting outside the blind window in the decoys. Well, that's perfect. We have a live decoy. We have another hen that's yelping over here. So if that's not going to help bring that tom over, maybe it'll call another bird in that was silent all morning, because we only heard one tom gobble.
Now, do the decoys bring those birds in to that spot, or were they kind of coming there already, and that just made them feel more comfortable?
It was a combination of both.
Okay.
So this is the decoy set, and we got it set up a little funny, but I would set it up virtually the same way in the field. So this is like a lay down hen that AV&X has, and this is a 3/4 strut Jake, and his beard is gone. I got to replace that. Must have got shot off, or this bird got hammered last year by a tom that was beating him up. But anyways, this resembles a what is that word? Subordinate. Is that not a dominant bird?
Yep.
It's a Jake, and then this hen in this position can be one or two things. It's either she's just chilling and dusting herself, or she's ready to.
Yep.
Let's get it on type thing. So, and this is the way I had it set up, and then
you want the Jake there because you want that dominant tom to say, if she's ready to go, let's get out of my place.
Exactly.
Right.
Yep. And that's the way you would work like a deer decoy as well.
It's the same deal.
The less intimidating that bird looks, the better off you're going to be for another deer. And then I had two other hens set up with this set. So I had just the regular breeder lookout hen, and then I had the feeder hen to kind of create that relaxed position. So that hen felt comfortable enough. She's in the decoys, and then she ended up drifting off. But the whole time she's here, next thing you know, we look down in the bottom again, and there's 3 more hens that came out of that tall grass. Now, these turkeys we didn't see at all, so they must have been in the pines that were down below us.
Way out there.
Way out there. And the thing about it is like we had just made a comment. It's like, all right, this dude behind us doesn't want to play today. Where's that tom that should be roosted down in those pines? Where's that guy right now?
Right.
And just as we said that, those 3 hens walked out. And then I'm looking at these, maybe calling out the window, doing whatever, making, unfocused footage on other stuff. And then he goes, there's another turkey way down there. So I bring up my Vortex, and I look, and there's a tom. Now, this bird never gobbled at all during that morning, or at least it was so windy.
Was this coming at you through the field?
Now, he's 4, and that's where I think it's in here where there's a tom with 3 hens down in that grass.
Yeah, way out there.
Way out there. That's the one he ends up shooting.
Okay.
So what happened is so that bird comes out, and he's full strut, and I got a couple clips where he's gobbling way down there, but he's got 3 hens with him, and life is great. And I'm like, man, we need those hens to do the same thing the other 2 hens have done.
Right.
And but I'm like, this is already like 7 o'clock, and this is going to take a couple hours possibly, because those other birds weren't moving fast when they came from 440 yards away to come up to us. So I'm like, well, we'll just have to wait him out. And hopefully he sees the decoys, and with some calling, he might get fired
Did you guys
up.
have a time limit? Like, did you have to be in at a certain time? Or?
No, well, I just wanted to get to work, so I didn't have to work till 8 o'clock at night. And he was on vacation, so he was,
I just didn't know if you were at the.
I guess I would have stayed as long as we needed to, but I would like to get out of there as soon as we possibly could too. So I think if there was a time limit, it would have been like right around 10 o'clock.
Gotcha.
So we're, like I said, we're just after 7:15ish. We got a big tom with 3 hens. We got another tom over here with at least 2 or 3 hens, and this guy is now the one that we want to come because he's the only one. We know that from that earlier that morning that turkeys are coming up from that bottom. They probably want to get into oaks because there's a lot of acorns on the ground right now. So use that as a tip. if you have oaks in your woods, kind of look for them, because where we hunt now, Washira County's loaded with oaks, but there was still a lot of acorns. And there's maybe not a lot of grain in the fields, or it's so wet in the fields that they may not want to be in there. So if you can find some acorns, that may not be a bad spot to scout for, scratchings or droppings or anything like that. So I call a little bit at this turkey down here, and I'm like, well, he's 440 yards away. We're going to have to hopefully just wait on a pattern that he's going to come this way.
Right.
And with the decoys, we're looking this way over that big, huge bottom. The decoys are to our right. So far, every turkey, for the most part, has gone to our left. And so, in that, plus the tom that was coming out behind us, everything was going to our left.
Question, now 400 yards away.
Yep.
Is it worth calling to those birds? Can they hear that? Because that even work? I mean, like deer hunting, right? If they're that far away, there's no point, because a buck's grunt doesn't usually travel that far.
For sure.
Okay.
Now, for me personally, and like I said, I've killed a couple turkeys in my life, but I'm not going to anywhere near say I'm an expert at it.
I would more than I do.
But I don't think I would just hammer at them,
Okay.
What I would do is I would just, maybe get the box call out like I have here, because this one can cut through wind a little bit better and it's a little bit louder. Otherwise, the other one that I would maybe use in that situation is a gobbler shaker. And you can use these to do the same thing, but, you can make a gobble sound, and that might cut through the wind a little bit better, and that maybe will get his attention.
Just to see the decoys, right?
Just to see the decoys.
Yep.
And we're in a wide open field like that camera footage showed, so, I mean, he obviously, even though the decoys are up on a hill, which is probably better yet, he could see that.
Right.
But why would he be interested in that? Oh, it's Keith Beam.
Must know you're talking about turkey hunting.
Whoa! He wants to probably correct me or something.
He probably does. He's probably in there. He's like, dude, don't do that.
Just stop talking.
Just
stop
dumb.
talking.
Don't say that.
But, so anyways, so the thing that I believe saved this hunt that morning, or sped up the process of this hunt, is the next clip I think Zach showed was there was turned from 4 turkeys, 3 hens, and a tom, to all of a sudden there was 9. And what happened is we, again, with thanks to binoculars, because didn't want to confuse them for more hens, 5 jakes came out of that tall grass. Again, where these birds never made a noise all morning. So they came out, and when you get jakes can beat up a tom real quick, because obviously they run in numbers more than a big mature bird will, and they're pesky little buggers. So what happens is these five jakes came out of the brush, and they just literally cut that tom right off.
Really?
They walked right in front of them. This bird was at full strut. You wouldn't think they'd want to, but there's 5 and there's 1. They walked right in front of that tom, cut him off, got between him and the hens, and they started pushing the hens this way. And literally on video, you can see it. As soon as that happens, that tom stops, goes out of strut, and turns and looks our direction. I'm like, well, okay, now we're looking pretty good. This is pretty good, because this bird he's seen that he knows there's a hen, plus we have turkeys making loud noises up by us, including myself. So now all of a sudden he's like, okay, I don't want to be a part of this anymore. Now I'm coming up this way. And he literally cut that distance of, over 400 yards in probably no more than 5 minutes. And he didn't run, but he just continuously walked. Just walked right in. And now what probably saved the day was, like I said, majority turkeys besides this one hen were going to our left. This one hen was in the decoys and then walked into the timber, and then Adam kept telling me he could still see her, and she was sitting like 20 to 30 yards.
Okay.
On the off the property line, but just sitting there.
Yep.
So that happens. That tom is coming right at us, and we're getting excited. The windows are all closed. I can't zoom as much as I can. He gobbles one time at about 70 yards. But the thing about it is that one of the reasons, besides my inexperience with running the camera, that camera footage is so shaky, because I think both of us had to go to the bathroom. Now we're holding it for about an hour. And there's one clip that we did put in there, but like I tell him, I'm like, dude, this turkey has about 3 minutes to get up here, otherwise I can't hold it anymore.
Be careful with the morning coffee.
You gotta bring the gallon jugs along, man.
I know. Well, we did discuss the Taj Mahal might get like a system of some kind, so you never have to leave it. But like, I'm like, I can't hold it anymore. I can't hold it. So, anyways, luckily he cuts the distance, and he was coming to the decoys through this window. We had this window wide open, and then I had to go around him. But like you said, So I was trying to film over him, and Zach can tell me why I didn't get it all. The camera was picking up the window and plus his shoulder and all that stuff. So the big camera footage was blurry. You get the gist that he's shooting something, but then luckily we set the GoPro up there.
Nice.
But that one didn't take it 45 minutes. That one took nearly 2 hours, which is still not a bad day.
No, that's not bad. Lance has got a question here for you, Matt.
I just was ranting. I didn't even.
Yeah, I
pay
can read that off for you.
No,
I was just going to bring that up. So Lance has asked, he's been scouting turkeys for a week now, and they are always out in the same field. I checked this morning, and it was a ghost town. No sightings and no gobbling. Have you ran into this before? Going hunting tomorrow morning, what should his game plan be?
I would go to the same spot.
I would go to the same spot and call them right in. They're probably somewhere near there.
Consistency would say. Now, the only problem that he may have been is, since it's the opening day of the second season, if somebody out there already that busted them birds off the roost, and or did something happen last night? Did somebody go scouting the night before, get a little too close and bust those turkeys out of the roost trees? But tomorrow morning, I mean,
Now, will they go back? Or are they going to be like a 5-year-old deer and just not show up for a week?
No, well, they should go back. It depends on how spooked they were. Like,
Right.
if some guy drives by in a truck and just blows them out of the tree, now on a farm area, which I believe Lance is hunting, they're used to that kind of stuff. But now if some guy walked right underneath the trees, or was, they were out there yesterday at 6 o'clock,
Right.
and, was messing around with them, he could have pushed them onto the next property line. But if he's been seeing them every single morning, there's something there that they want.
Right.
So there's probably a good chance they're going to be back there. So the most important thing that you can do is I'd roost them tonight. I'd go out there tonight just before dark and, watch visually, again, with glasses, binoculars or spotting scopes, and or just use, your eyes. But then also you can pinpoint them, because before either hens will, do tree yelps and all that kind of stuff before they fly up, or toms usually gobble once or twice, and then you can really kind of pinpoint that location. Now, in egg fields in Wisconsin, especially in some areas, like, everything's isolated in pockets, right? You usually have a crop field with a timber line, or then it's usually broken up. So there's only so many spots a turkey can really go. But the problem that is in this type of year is there's not enough foliage on the leaves, where you got to be really careful. So if you don't have your turkey blind set up, you might want to just set up a little bit further away, and or just on the ground a little bit further away, so you're not spooking those turkeys.
So now I have a question about turkey.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, getting involved today. So with turkey, right, you get the main, what do you call that, a flock, right?
Yep.
And so you get this flock of turkey. You've got usually, one big tom, or is there a couple of them?
So just like a deer, so they'll still call them bachelor groups, right?
Okay.
Or they'll in the fall of the year, everything will flock up together. Now, it doesn't mean they bed or roost all together, but they're usually going to be fairly close together. They'll run in big flocks, like you're saying. But now, just like a deer would, the pecking order's got to get set. So late summer for deer is now early spring for turkeys.
Okay.
So what they're going to do is you might still drive around and see some bigger flocks early like this.
For sure.
But within the next couple days, they're just going to start breaking up. And then you'll see probably 1 or 2 toms, more than likely just one. And then he'll have his little harem or whatever, flock or whatever of girls. So the best bet for you would be to do your homework ahead of time and try to get in. Now, toms typically don't roost, I shouldn't say all the time, with the hens.
Okay.
The hens usually will roost in one spot, and then the tom will kind of be up a little bit better vantage point, so then when he's up there, if the hens fly down first, he can still do his little thing, and then everybody will know that he's around in the world, and because they're boisterous, and that's why they strut, because they want to appear bigger and show off, just like the plumage and all that kind of stuff too.
So now, when you say Jake, so like I said, I'm totally new to turkey hunting. Never even, never done it. So Jake, is that just a premature?
Yes,
tom?
It's an adolescent
male bird.
Yep. And
is it a 1-year-old?
Yeah, typically he's about a 1-year-old.
Okay.
So in turkey world, they're not as much as a deer. Again, like, if you get a turkey that what you think is 3 years old, that's an old tom.
Okay.
Because I think mortality rate is, from sitting in all those learn to hunt programs, like, a mortality rate for a turkey is really high, but a tom it's like 80%.
Okay.
Like there's nobody really wants to shoot hens
Right.
or harvest hens, so they all want the ones with the beard. So the one thing you're gonna notice with a Jake is the beard, which is this area right here, is normally shorter.
Yep.
But you can't always go by that because they get beard rot. The animals could help rip them off. Could have been shot off or something like that.
Sure.
And then now this was a mature Tom fan here. It's really beat up, but I like it that way because it looks like he's just not. He's either scrappy or he's whatever. But this is a fan I use.
He looks like a seasoned
vet, right? But this is so. The other thing too is you could tell by a Jake again for the most part, and I cut these tail feathers off. The Jake will usually have, I think it's like 5 feathers in the middle.
Okay.
That are taller than the rest of the fan. So when they're in full strut like this and they're fanned out, there's usually going to be 3 to 5 feathers right here that are taller than the rest of the side feathers. So that's another way you can tell if it's a Jake if he goes in full strut. Otherwise, just body size is another way.
Right.
And then just like a kid, their gobble, not always, but sometimes their gobble sounds like it's more immature.
Lighter pitch,
not as raspy and as deep throated, as anything like that. But
so now that's another question. What does the gobble mean?
I'm here.
It literally is just announcing their presence.
Yep.
That's weird.
Yep.
Why would you do that?
So for the ladies.
For the ladies?
For the ladies.
Makes sense.
Yep.
Okay.
I mean, it's no different than strutting around the bar, right? And
right.
It could be a little bit louder than the dude
I was
next
thinking
to
about
you.
how to put that really nicely.
It really is.
Right.
I mean,
I'm just curious.
Males are
I don't even
males,
know.
right? We're here to claim our stake.
It's like wearing a suit in a dive bar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Got it.
Yep.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
That's a great way to put
I
it.
had a lady
Makes sense.
ask me one time, not about turkeys, but about whitetails. She goes, why do deer just run around all crazy this time of year? They're just running all over the place, getting hit by cars. What are they doing? I said, well, think about it this way. If you could only get it 1 month a year, what would you think people would be doing? Right? Like, 1 month a year, that's all you got. Go.
Well, right.
Right?
And it's the same. It's the same thing. But
Yep.
yeah, for the most part, it's a locator.
For sure.
And then it's like, then the ladies might be able to tell, okay, this guy's got a deep voice. He might be a little bit more mature and ready to go than the other guys around him. So,
Right.
but that's not always the case
Right.
because just like some
And
adolescent.
that's nature's way of trying to pass on the best genetics, right?
Yep.
I mean,
Yep. I mean, yeah, his fan's gonna probably look the best. His plumage is gonna look the best, and
It's all pimped out.
I'm King Strut, But what I've been trying to say is, you get what they call the super jakes, where they're like some kids. They mature a little bit earlier. They were born a little bit earlier, for that age class. That their gobble sounds a little bit more impressive. They don't care, like they're that kid that's got grown up with brothers and been beat up quite a bit, or they'll come in and I'm putting on a show and this is my territory. So you got to be sure of that, and like I said, but those jakes will usually, the telltale sign, if they're at full strut, meaning they're all fanned out, will still have those feathers. They may not be really, really noticeable, but they'll be a lot more noticeable than a full strut fan will.
I didn't know that.
Tom will be. So I mean that's what the gobble, in my opinion, means. And there's a lot of people. Maybe Keith Beam wants to call me again and say, "Dude, I can't believe you've ever shot a turkey once in your life." But yeah, and so like E.C. Davis, this thing is, and I just told Megan before, I said if there was one decoy that I was gonna buy, not even from Avian X, but it would be an Avian X, would be this laydown hen. Just because even if you don't have these great looking Avian X jakes, and like I have a pile of them, this thing right here just means good things all the way around. So this would be one, and then definitely get a good Jake looking decoy. And I have another one out there too, but I got to repair that one. Somehow he got shot. So
somehow
went
it got
to the
shot.
wrong neighborhood.
Just
What?
randomly, I don't know what happened. It got
but
shot.
By saying that, I don't remember shooting him. So
Maybe your wife was out there trying to beat on it so you don't go hunting.
what I honestly think happened is last year with my daughter for the youth hunt, we had a phenomenal hunt where we had 3 big toms come in, and one of them, I believe it was this one, actually jumped on top like you see on TV and was, beating them with his
Yep.
wings and pecking them. Like, it was to the point where I had to almost yell out the window to get
him off your
to
decoy?
get him off of it so she could shoot at him.
Nice.
So I think when the pattern crossed, because the decoys were a little bit closer together, I think the pattern crossed and deflated.
It was
my
worth
aim.
it then.
Oh, for sure. For
It
sure
was
it
worth
was.
it then.
But I had shared a video to TRS Outdoors where the Jury brothers are talking. Mark Jury was talking on decoy placement. And he brought up a good point. Like, I never really thought about it. Usually I kind of put them close together to simulate that flock scenario. You know, this time of year, like we were talking about, there are usually more turkeys in a tighter bunch. And then they'll spread apart, and then towards the end of the season, as they kind of bachelor up again, you'll start seeing more toms running together. And plus, there's less availability of the ladies, you know.
Right.
So if this guy's good at finding some, this guy wants to partner up too, right? Your wingman type thing. How do you have wings too? Think that's where that came from?
I highly doubt it.
Where do
I
you think it
highly
came
doubt
from?
it. I have no idea, but I highly doubt it.
So I Google it.
I'm gonna guess that the whole wingman did not come from turkeys.
Maybe it just came from birds in general.
I'm pretty sure the whole wingman thing came from like fighter
pilots?
Yeah, like Top Gun maybe.
You know,
Top Gun.
your
Probably way
wingman.
before that.
It's probably before that because you got to think the wingman. Your wingman is your wingman first of all,
Right.
but then also they're there for you to help you out when you're getting shot at. So then that's where that came
Right.
from.
Yeah, I'm guessing it had nothing to do with turkeys. Sorry.
For the
How
last
does
thing on
it
the
say
mind.
birds?
It might have had to
Maybe
do with
birds in general.
maybe a goose and a maverick, but not a turkey.
Right.
Well,
Just saying.
They fly.
Yeah.
They all fly, guys.
I'm with Zach.
I love EC's comment. 1 month a year they must be married.
Right? Well, well, you try to explain some of this stuff to people that don't hunt.
Right.
It's like, why are they doing that? Well, this is why. As soon as I said that, she's like, oh. I'm like, oh, huh?
And they're no different. I mean,
No,
and
right?
see, like the other thing that I never thought about was, do toms gobble in the fall and do they strut in the fall?
I've seen them.
And they do.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
For surely they do. Now, you can definitely shoot them in the fall, and like a lot of us do, is we just buy a tag from when we're out bow hunting.
Yep, that's what I do. I've never shot one, but I always have a tag just in case.
But a buddy, my good buddy and I, we've actually set up in the fall and killed toms by calling them in and running decoys. Now, I'm not going to run an intimidating Jake like this. I'm going to run just a couple of hens, but we've called them in, and we've shot them with their bows. I mean, it's a lot of fun. They're just, it's not like just, they're not
That's
so
an interesting tactic for deer hunting, though. Putting instead of, so like where I hunt, there's a lot of does. So decoying doesn't work. Like deer decoys don't work.
Yep.
Because the does, there's just so many of them that they see another doe decoy and they don't like that. They start stomping, snorting, whatever. I wonder if I could put turkey decoys in my food plot, if that would create a calming factor for those whitetails.
You try it. You can definitely try it.
It'd be interesting. It would be something to try, right? Because I see them all the time. They're always mingling together. They don't bother each other.
No.
But I just wonder if that would calm the does down if there was a couple of hens just chilling in the food plot.
It'd be worth a try.
All right? I mean, something different.
I think because I've also had guys, not me personally, I've seen them on TV say they'll carry a turkey call with them in the fall, and they'll call like on an evening hunt to simulate just a flock of turkeys going through.
Right.
That way them deer don't, like you said, they're just not nervous about it. Let's try it.
We should try that.
Let's go live.
I'm gonna try that this
and
fall.
see how the first hunt goes.
Because I've seen 15 or 20 toms on my property in the fall when they're all huddled up or bachelors grouped up or whatever.
Yep.
But I've never actually thought about putting turkey decoys in the field to hunt deer.
Now I got another question to that. I wonder if you would put them turkey decoys out. Would them deer naturally want to come to that area?
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
I
thought you just meant as a calming factor, but I wonder if they would also gravitate the deer to that.
Because they feel like that spot of the food plot's
okay.
safe or it's protected. Because I would think a deer knows that a turkey's eyesight's incredible.
Right. They probably talk about it.
Well, but I think just nature knows that kind of stuff, right?
Yep.
Like
they play off each other.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's just like you got to herd of does in a food plot. They don't all have their head down at the same time ever.
Nope. Never.
Right? Like they don't talk. That's just how they survive, right?
Yep.
One of them's
Body
always got their
language.
head up and alert.
Yep.
Looking while the other ones are eating all the time, 100%, doesn't matter, right?
Yep.
I just wonder if you couldn't do that, get these turkeys out in the field, if those deer wouldn't come out and go, well, I'm going to go that way because
Right.
this is they're there. If they're there, it's safe.
Yeah, that's
So I've got an idea.
because I can't decoy deer otherwise. I have no way to get deer
Now,
to come to me.
Then we'd have to try with a couple of hens, see how that goes, or a couple,
Right.
and then maybe throw a deer decoy.
We're
in
gonna
with
do it. We're gonna try this this fall.
All
We're
right, so
gonna
we need to do
a little
test
recon
it.
because I
Yeah.
know for a fact I cannot decoy deer with deer in my property. It will not work.
Do you just run a straight deer decoy, or do
I've
you,
tried
do
everything.
you ever try putting like anything by the tail?
Yes,
You've
like
tried,
scents and all that kind of
no,
stuff. or
like
what do you mean?
like I.
Like a rag.
Yep.
Yeah, I've done that.
Okay.
I've done rags.
Something
the
or maybe a
scents,
move.
moves.
Okay.
I have tried laying down decoys. I've tried everything.
All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to set up a game camera on your spot. We're going to do like a 3 or 4 day controlled test to see what happens in that area.
Yep.
And then we'll go back up there. We'll put out all the decoys
Let's
and then
do
do
it.
another 3 to 4 day test.
I like that.
And then we'll see what results come from that. So it's not too
You-
spread out.
Well, you could set all those cuttybacks to
Yeah.
to the field scan
Yep.
mode. Yeah, it's good. Let's try it out.
We're
we
gonna
gotta go
try
up there. We gotta go up there scouting anyways
Yep.
for next week.
I think it'll work. I think we might be onto something here.
There you go.
Might be honest, because the deer don't like deer decoys by me. The bucks don't trust it. The does get crabby. It's just not a good
That's
scenario.
crazy.
They go
I mean,
nuts.
if you think
well,
about it, though,
that's
it's
the
like,
other thing by me. I can't grunting, rattling, total waste of your time.
Because there's so many deer.
There's so many deer. They don't even.
Yep.
The bucks don't. They don't really fight a lot. I mean, they fight a lot, but they don't come to it like there's not that
Well, they don't have
competition.
to.
No.
With 30 does in the field, I mean, why
Right.
you don't have to? I'm not gonna fight you.
Right. Well, yeah.
Okay,
why?
dude, you got that 10. I'll go over here and I'll pick up.
We're good.
Yeah, I might trash talk and say
High five on the way past.
Yeah,
or something,
my
right?
10's better than your 10.
Right. No, but I wonder if the turkey thing that could possibly
I bet you it would.
because I've got some pretty decent sized food plots and not so much gun hunting, right? Because that's whatever. But during bow season, trying to get that deer or those deer to come to your corner of a 3 acre field,
Yep.
right? You got to play the wind, obviously, and all those types of things. But I wonder, if that would get them to come to that quadrant of the field.
So one way to find
Oh,
out.
I think it's a fantastic idea.
EC first.
Yeah, I
world.
know. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying.
Hey.
It is my reality.
I
My
mean-
reality is there's a lot of deer there. I can't help it. There's
think-
just a lot of deer, and I
thi-
feed a lot of
I
them.
think in general there's going to be a lot more deer this year. Again, I don't think the winter was as hard as we thought it was.
No, I don't think so either.
I mean,
And the spring melted fast. It melted pretty quick.
it's greening up super fast. You have to start cutting your grass soon.
But I mean, even up north, like where I hunt, it melted fast. Like there was a lot of snow, but it went away pretty quick.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah. Yep.
very cool.
So yeah, I got a tag starting next week, and then we'll see how that goes. But I'll probably buy a tag. There'll be 4th, 5th, and 6th. So in zone 3, which is one of the bigger zones, if anybody has not turkey hunted yet in their life, there's usually tags available, and I guarantee, even if you just go out there and you don't shoot one, turkey hunting, like Beamer was saying, is one of the best things you can do. Interaction wise, like deer hunting's cool, but like
But you
said,
can't talk to them.
you can't talk to him. Or you're just, it's like he's saying, what did he say? It's like an elk, right?
Right.
It's like a 30-pound elk just coming through the woods, and it is. And when they gobble, and you hear that first gobble, there's a bunch of memes out there, and I mean, you just like you get that grin across your face, and that's what we both did when that bird gobbled that first morning. You're sitting there and you're like, okay, is it ever gonna happen? He gobbles, and the next thing you're like, all right, we're in the chips.
I got one last question. I got another question for you. So this is part of the reason why I don't turkey or I never got into turkey and it was ticks.
Yeah, they suck.
Is there any secrets you have to not having to pick out 50 of them out of your neck?
Well, I'm gonna try.
Because I'm gonna be honest with you, by my place they're bad.
Yeah. So I've never tried it. I bought some late last year, but permethrin is the active ingredient,
Yep, I've got that stuff.
and I've never tried it.
Mark swears by it.
Yep.
Mark swears by it. You got to spray your clothes like the night before and let
Yep.
it dry and all that kind of stuff. But Mark swears by that stuff.
Yep. And so I'm gonna definitely try. I bought some. It's I think the brand is Sawyer's or something like that. But the active ingredient is permethrin.
Yep.
And I know some guys, they'll buy permethrin and concentrate and just make their own and whatever. But I bought a big bottle, and that's what I'm gonna use because I'm finding ticks already.
Oh yeah.
I've had a couple on my dogs already.
Oh, I'm sure.
And like the other day.
That's why I brought it up because I'm sure next week if we're on my the ticks are bad.
Yep.
When you got that many deer, ticks are bad.
Well, and just like anything else, I mean, tucking your pant legs in to your
Yep.
boots. I usually wear like rubber boots or
Like a
knee-high-
tall knee rubber
Yep.
boot.
Depending, because if I'm gonna run and gun, meaning if I'm not gonna set up in a blind or I want to go chase turkeys, I'm probably there's a good chance I'm gonna incorporate or run into water at some point. Now, so the leather hikers are typically gonna be more comfortable and your feet aren't gonna sweat as bad and more breathable, obviously. But I usually wear rubber boots, so that kind of helps me. But you just have to, I don't know. You just got.
Well, check yourself, right?
You got to check. Oh man.
I didn't know if you had any.
Unfortunately, I'm not.
Sauces.
I'm not some survival wilderness dude. I'm excited to try that permethrin product this year, and hopefully that works. Because they were terrible last year, and they're going to be terrible again this year. Now, the one thing I will tell you, not tick wise, but mosquito wise, is a Thermacell is the best thing you can purchase for using, especially in a ground blind. But even because the mosquitoes, I think are going to be terrible again.
Oh
this
yeah,
year.
for sure.
I was swatting mosquitoes 2 weeks ago when there was still snow on the ground. I mean, it's crazy, but
and last year was bad.
Man, now I'm thinking with the water being so high all over.
Oh,
right
they're
now,
going to be
it's gonna
terrible.
horrible.
It's going to be the
they're
worst.
going to be terrible.
I'm going to be
dude.
living inside just like it's winter again. Just saying.
Last summer, we got into the Thermacell game late, and we still sold a pile of them, and we were the only store in the Fox Valley that had them.
Well, when we
have them now.
We re-upped on them, and they were sold out the same day because we put a Facebook post out.
Yeah.
It's insane.
We have them now, so if anybody hasn't purchased a Thermacell, buy it now, and then buy a pile and pile of butane cartridges.
And those little filters, right?
Yep.
Now, do those help with the ticks at all? Are they supposed to help at all?
I don't think so.
No?
I think they're just
Okay.
more of the biting stuff. I've tried them, but the Thermacell, the only
Dan goes snow mosquitoes. That's the thing, man.
yeah.
They're probably evolving.
Okay, let me specify the story. I was standing near a snow pile, and so a lot of the snow was gone, but
Gotcha.
there was snow still on the ground. Dan, you son of a gun. But
No, but I mean, I think they're going to be bad.
they're gonna be horrible.
They're going to just.
I mean, Shiocton is virtually underwater yet.
Like camping last spring was a complete disaster. It was a complete waste of time.
Yep.
You couldn't even go outside. You're camping in the camp. Like, what? That's
Well,
not
and
fun.
especially if the weather stays nice like it has been, it's only gonna get worse real fast.
Right.
Because there wasn't a whole lot of frost in the ground, from what I understand, and
And
it
the
went
water,
up.
and there's standing water everywhere. Oh my
Everywhere.
god. My pond's at like an all-time high. It's just really bad. It's going to be bad. I'm
Yeah.
not looking forward to it at
Yeah,
all.
so that's probably one thing you gotta have that in your arsenal. Is spray your clothes down, spray everything down, and you gotta let it sit for a day or two, like you said, with that permethrin.
Yep. I don't think you can spray it indoors either. I think you're
No.
supposed to do it
No.
outside or in a
and
well-ventilated
it's
area.
not just limited to like your clothing. You can use it
Boots
on any
and
boots
hats
and like I
and-
think people use it on tents and stuff like that too to help.
See, when I'm up there, for whatever reason, I always get them on the back of my neck. That's where I find them, is like right on my hairline.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because
Really?
I mean, when I'm up there working the food plots and whatever, that's
Dude,
where I always.
do you guys get that creepy feeling? too?
Yes,
Yeah,
you can
I
feel
hate-
them.
I
Oh, yeah.
I hate ticks so much. They're literally of everything out there in the world that I just
Two
hate.
things on this planet I don't understand are ticks and mosquitoes. What is the purpose?
Well, like lake
Food
flies.
noise.
Lake flies are pretty bad too. But
Lake
they don't.
flies
They're not.
literally don't even have a purpose.
Oh yeah, they
just
weren't they
exist.
an experiment? I think they were an experiment, like a science experiment.
That gone wrong.
Yeah, so are ticks, but they won't tell you that.
Really?
I'm gonna put my tinfoil hat on. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
No,
See,
I'm just
what?
kidding. I'm just kidding. Ticks weren't, but Lyme's disease was an experiment
Oh, nice. That's
off
fantastic.
an island in Pennsylvania. Long story. We can get into that on the next tinfoil hat show.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
You gotta go. Into
Are we diving down a rabbit hole? I can't remember everything specifically, and anyone
I
can
just wanted to
refute me
get
in
into
the
that gun
comments.
over there.
Oh, we can get it. But I just
real
don't
quick,
understand how.
there was in Lyme. What is it? Lyme. It's either Pennsylvania or Lyme, Connecticut. I think it's Connecticut. There's an island off the coast, just right off the coast. And this is an island that was used after World War II. We brought all these scientists over here from all different countries, including Germany, and they were coming up with all these things to use, right? Before all these conventions and everything, they were making these things. Well, in Lyme, Connecticut, where Lyme's disease originated from, is where that island was. They were experimenting on ticks because this scientist wanted to be able to infiltrate Soviets using ticks with diseases. Well, then they come across the pond, get back on the main shore, and suddenly, in the same years that they were working on that, now Lyme's disease exists, and now it's spreading.
I was
So
gonna
just-
say how I don't know. I'm glad you got there. I wasn't understanding the correlation with ticks.
Yeah, so they were experimenting on
F
how to
that guy.
infiltrate those guys,
F that
and
guy.
yeah, it's actually pretty crazy because it's all in declassified material, but you have to dig for it. We're getting into conspiracy
Is that the
theories
dark-
this
is
morning.
that the dark
interesting,
web?
right? That's interesting. I've
No,
never
but
heard
it's-
that. I don't
it's,
know.
It's a thing, and it's that's the crazy thing is the government hasn't ever confirmed it, but it's in all of these documents that the CIA and all these places release that say, hey, it's not called Lyme's disease in these documents, but it's the exact same disease, originating from the same spot,
Well,
created in a lab to infiltrate
don't-
Soviet Union.
Now the other
you
one.
would like to think that's not the case, but that's not all the realm of possibility.
I mean,
I
we
mean,
used
really,
to
right?
detonate nuclear bombs over towns,
Well,
and
right,
be
like-
like, what's going to happen to that town? I don't know. We're going to find
Well,
out.
that's just like lake flies was an experiment to see if they'd survive or feed birds or some stupid crap.
Well, that's the way a lot
Now
of
we gotta
invasive-
shovel 'em.
Yeah, invasives are like whoever brought buckthorn into the United States for ornamental stuff should have been killed too.
Well, I don't know if we want to go that far. Maybe
Well, it should
banned?
be hurt. Sorry. I mean,
Rude.
seriously, yeah. Well, I'm not. I apologize.
You got a lot of it on Washington County, isn't
Oh,
there?
it's everywhere.
Yeah.
Relentless.
You can't kill that stuff either.
You can, but
It's-
you,
I mean, it's hard
Not, it's not.
Well, that's that stuff. The big, like if you tried to walk through it, you're coming out with no clothes on the other side, right?
Yo.
Yep, right.
Yeah, they got big thorns on them. Obviously, the term buckthorn.
Yep.
They got little black berries that the
Yep.
birds love, and then they stump sprout. They're vigorous. They're just the ultimate.
I
Plant.
had a whole big area that when I used to have my land over in Washington County, and you couldn't walk through
It's
it.
useless.
It would just rip you apart.
And the deer don't even like it.
Right.
I mean,
yeah, they don't
the-
go in it either.
No, they don't. Yeah. My father-in-law has been really busy around his house. It got away from him, so he's been every year trying to control it. And there's chemical warfare does work, but you have to stay on it.
Right.
You can't just cut it down because the stump sprout. I mean, the thing about if you start seeing buckthorn in your timber, I'll tell you the easiest way to notice it is first of all the thorns, the berries, but it's one of the last plants in the fall to have green leaves.
Okay.
So if you start seeing that now, there's other plants, but this one, for the most part, it has small little leaves and it almost looks like a cherry tree. If you see that thing, go at it with vengeance and get over it because it'll
Take it out.
take it out. I
Well, it
hate
takes
that
over.
stuff. It does.
Yep.
Well, and the worst thing about it, an invasive is it's gonna, it just takes over all the trees and plants you want to grow. Oh, I hate that stuff. That's a whole nother.
Can't tell.
Well, we got such beautiful
couldn't
timber.
tell.
I mean, and it's just wrecked, and nothing else is growing underneath it.
Right.
So,
So let's talk about your new gun.
all right. So this is my new gun. Molly, don't listen to this show.
She doesn't know about this one. Did you pay the extra money to get the fake receipt, Matt?
Yes.
You ever seen those deals? It's like, hey, for an extra $5,
we have to figure
we'll
out
show
how to
you.
do
We'll
this.
show. We'll print a receipt that tells your wife what you said it was worth, or something like that.
Yep.
So I'm not even gonna pretend to know what's so special about this gun, except for one thing. It looks cool.
It does look pretty sweet.
It looks really, really cool, and it's a Winchester SXP 12 gauge.
He goes, you don't find buckthorn. It's like Liam Nelson. It finds
Finds
you.
you. That's true. I give us special skills.
I will find you.
And I will hunt you down, and I will find you. But anyways, isn't it? There's nothing cooler than a pump.
I like how your entire specs talk was. It looks cool.
It does.
That's
look,
it. Rule,
it's a
real
12
shot
gauge.
rules of buying a gun.
It
Does it
looks
look
cool.
cool? No.
It
Don't
do-
buy it.
No, why not? Why didn't you go with a semi versus a pump? Just curious.
I don't know.
Okay, cool. Good reason. I don't know.
Just 'cause this one looked cool.
Because this will look cool.
It looked cooler. And I like Winchester Longbeard XR, which is in front of me, so I'm just gonna partner Winchester Longbeard
Yeah, there you
with
go.
my
Fair enough.
XXP. But yeah, I relied on Steve and Mark up front to really help me pick out this gun, and we have other full-fledged turkey
Now, is that
guns.
what we're killing a turkey with next week?
You damn right we are.
Nice. I can't wait to do that live.
Yeah, we're gonna have to.
You know what I'm not looking forward to, Zach?
What?
I'm not looking forward to him yelling at me for moving the wrong to get the shot and him missing because the turkey put its head down or something. That's what's going to happen. Write it
Dude,
down right now.
My dad won't turkey hunt anymore with me because he says
I
I
know.
yell at him too
I know.
much.
I'm fine. My dad's always called me Captain Bly, because when I'm in the boat or I'm fishing, I get
Yep.
exactly like I'm sure you're going to get in the woods.
Yep.
But we're gonna get the shot. So if it happens,
Well-
I'm afraid he's got the gun.
Oh yeah, but no,
All of the footage to prove what he did. but I'll be toast.
So I literally just purchased this one this week, so I'm excited for it. I don't know if I'm man enough to go to 3.5-inch load though out of this thing.
Well, you got to get on pattern it. When are you going to pattern it?
Well, I'm
this
gonna do
weekend?
it this weekend.
You going to pattern
Send
it?
it.
Full send, Zach.
Send it.
I gotta look and see what we got in store. Like this is the brand I shoot right now. The Winchester. This is the Longbeard XR. I've had phenomenal luck.
I think what's
going to
happen is Justin and Jess are going to pile drive some turkeys with that because Justin was like, "Really, this stuff?" And he's going to come in and he'll be like, "Really, that stuff." Like that's what he left with a question. He's going to come back and be like, "All right, it's totally worth it."
Yeah.
Right, and then you're going to be like, "All right, I got to trap."
Well, Steve wants some video content on that TSS, so that might be the ammo we'll have to pump out of it. But no, this is my new turkey getter. But the other thing we got to do is we got to do some filming with that 410.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm excited. We
We
just got to get
go
out
with
to
that
the range.
410.
The 410 handgun.
Yeah. Whatever, dude.
That would be awesome. That would be pretty awesome.
That's one of the guns I want to carry someday.
Who shot at how many turkeys been shot with a 410 handgun?
I don't know, man. I bet you Carl has.
Right. Well, I think we should try that.
We should try.
410 handgun.
Well, then if we're using a 410 handgun, then I'm doing nothing but going after that turkey. I'm reaping that sucker then.
You're just gonna chase it down.
I'll be close. I can keep up.
No blind, no nothing. Just
So
romp through
I'm
the
gonna
woods,
take
find it,
I'm
and
gonna
shoot
take
it.
my Flex Tone Jake, and I'm gonna hide behind the fan, and I'm gonna sneak up to it, and I'm gonna shoot it.
Now, how close do you think I could be without that bird getting like weird? As long as I'm behind a tree, that kind of thing, or what do you think? Because my property is 90% wooded.
Right, but a lot of it's open timber, right? Like
Yes.
It's pretty.
Well,
you don't
but
have
you're-
a ground cover.
No,
'cause
there's not a lot
deer
of
eat it?
not this time of year because
Deer eat it all?
it's open park concept, right? I'm trying to fix that, but
Yep.
that's a slow process,
Yep,
right?
yep.
Like you and I've talked. I need.
Dude, I'd have to look at your. I don't know. Like, I've seen.
I just want to
some
know how
videos that-
postal you're gonna go on me if we blow a couple.
I'm
of
not
these.
gonna. See, the thing about it,
We're both big guys. Like we can
maybe the way we should look at
we can
this
battle.
is we should try to get one first,
just so you come on.
just
no.
to scratch that itch.
God,
and
he's
then go
terrible.
4th, 5th,
Oh
and
my
6th,
Do
and just
you
go
not
all
realize who
God.
you're talking to? This is the guy that
I
you
know,
give
it's
one
last minute
thing and then
changes.
he just blows it up into the biggest thing you'll ever see.
I tell you what, Brian.
There's
since
no
it's your
going-
property. I will do whatever you would like.
That's
me to
the
do.
answer I was looking for, right there. That was it. There we go.
We could go full fledged. I could
You
take.
can hunt somewhere else. I'm not gonna hold you to
We
it.
could take a Raven.
That
We
would be
should
s-
take
oh, that's
the
what we
new
should
do.
Raven
So here's my question.
R26.
Let's do that.
So why is it when you hunt turkey, okay, here's a good question, right? Just as a guy who's completely uneducated on it,
Mm-hmm.
why can you or why can't I hunt a turkey with like a 22?
It's illegal.
Yeah, that's why. Is there a reason for that or is it just
it's
because
like most laws. There is no reason.
there is no reason? They
Just
just,
'cause
they
somebody
just,
didn't
like
like
to
it.
tell us what
I think
to
it's
do.
a safety thing, personally. I mean, I think that you got 22s flying around the woods is probably not the best.
Right.
Right.
That's all I know. Is
That
it's
could be
illegal.
it.
You can't even. I
I
don't
mean, it
even
makes
think you
sense.
can hunt them. Like, I don't even think you can shoot them with a rifle during deer season.
Huh.
I just think it's like
weird.
maybe ethical. I don't know. Whatever. Yeah,
I got
that's
nothing.
That's a good call for the DNR
Yeah.
guys that'll be here.
I just question that because I'm thinking, if you have a decent 22, you have the right ammunition and you have your little scope on there and you've got a bird dialed in at 20, 30 yards, that's a pretty accurate piece to be able to put one down.
I need
no
to order a
questions
ghillie
asked.
suit.
We got to get a real
we
ghillie
got
suit
the
though.
Nomad ones that are all on sale.
I'm gonna have to go on a ghillie suit because then I gotta have the ghillie thing around the
I'm
camera.
wearing my ghillie suit.
I'm gonna whole camera. I gotta.
So
Now,
now I've
To be a
s-
camera guy in the woods for this turkey, you got to be like borderline sniper.
Anybody
right?
else get
Yeah.
excited?
I'm getting excited to see. I want to get a
I
real
just want to
ghillie
stream
suit,
it.
though.
I'm really
need-
not even excited about shooting
want
one.
it
I
to
just
go
want to
live.
get it on camera.
We need real ghillie suits though, like the real legitimate surplus
yeah,
ghillie
like
suits.
straight out of sniper.
Like where you literally just come up and you're just
Yes.
a person and
Like
then you
the-
were
like-
a bush
well,
5 seconds ago.
Have you seen the movie Sniper, right?
Yep.
With Mark Wahlberg?
Yep.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Like
I've
flat
always
out
wanted a ghillie suit.
ghillie suit.
Always. I want to be able to hunt in a ghillie suit. I want to be able to wear a ghillie suit to work. I just want to wear ghillie
Be
suits.
my guest. You wear a ghillie suit
Well-
around the store. We'll have to get you some kind of a
Face
permit for
paint,
that or something.
face paint, and everything.
Shameless product plug. Where's the echo? Do that. A lot of our camel and turkey stuff is on sale in the store right now,
Yep.
and it's only
Good sales
second
going on,
season.
too.
Why would you do that? It's only second season just because we're awesome like that.
Because we are awesome.
That's what we are. That's what we do around here. So, decoys, blinds.
The blinds are on sale, right?
Yeah. I think it was the Easter sale.
Yeah, nice.
Easter sale.
Sale. But yeah, so if you haven't, if you still need some last second turkey accessories and type stuff like that, definitely come on in. and talked to Steve and Mark. Mark's in Iowa right now.
He is.
He's turkey hunting down in Iowa. It doesn't
Yep.
look like it's going too well.
No, I haven't seen him any posts, so I figured they've
Yeah,
been
he found a
busting
nice
it.
shed the other day, but it's been
I
tough.
think today's his last day. I think he's back tomorrow.
Is he?
Yeah.
Well, hopefully he has some good luck. Hopefully talking turkeys today will bring him some good luck down there. But
Right.
let's just kind of recap what's going on in the store. The construction is done. The offices are
Well,
going.
construction's not done. The wall's down. We're still working on the offices.
The sales floor layout.
Yes,
is
the sales
done.
floor's done. Yes, we're still
Yes.
working on the new conference room and our new
And
studio
new
room,
TRS
which is
live
like
room.
double the size of this, by the way.
Yep.
It's
It's
gonna
gonna be
pretty
cool.
sweet.
I walked up there and kind of mapped everything out to make sure that my plans work for that room.
What'd you think?
I think it's gonna work freaking fantastically.
Well, dimensions were right, right?
Dimensions are right.
Your buddy Adam wants to know if any Badger Pro Advantage is on sale.
That's always on sale.
No, so I mean, the new, the old elevated shooting level. We're gonna have a conference room up there, and we're
Yep.
gonna have a new studio up
Those
there.
windows are going to be huge in that area.
Yeah.
There's gonna be
Dedicated
windows
studio.
up
This room right now is our quasi conference room / studio,
Yep.
right?
Up
We're gonna have a
there.
dedicated studio. It's gonna be pretty awesome.
Well, we're looking for furniture sponsors for up there, right? We're looking for
Yeah,
like
if you know
lazy,
anyone with
lazy
some
boys
furniture,
or
we need 2 lazy boys and a big old sofa.
Now wait a minute. Last time we talked about this, we were talking about a table with fish in it. Is that still happening?
I'm talking to my cousin about that. Yeah,
I mean, that's got to happen now because how are you going to get that thing up there?
that's what he does.
He's gonna figure it out.
That's what he does.
You can almost build it up there.
Well, I think they just bring it in pieces.
Yeah.
So we're thinking about having a coffee table,
An
aquarium.
aquarium coffee
With
table.
live fish in it.
Why not? That'd be awesome.
It was my idea.
I mean,
I think it's awesome.
we'll find Munt up there mid of the day jigging or whatever in a tank, but
Yep.
that's just because he can't.
So
get
then we
got to
get the permit to have game fish in it.
No,
We're just
Mike-
gonna do little fishies.
actually
'Cause
they're
you
like
can't really
African
fit.
river fish.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, you're gonna love
You'll be
it.
flowing.
Oh,
Do
yeah.
you actually have it figured out too?
Well, I don't have the pricing yet, but
Okay.
that's what my cousin does.
Jesus.
See,
Are we
you
going to
gotta
be
have a
able to
little
do
bit of flow
tours
in
of
there.
this? So if any customers come in and want to see the
yeah,
TRS
studio-
live room,
Yeah, the studio's right next to the conference room, so
yeah,
it'll be
let's
perfect.
do that.
I just got to make sure I can justify it, right? Like everything else, you got to justify the expense.
So that's happening. A lot of fishing stuff is still going out daily. But the cool thing is no pressure on marketing team. We're doing a re-grand.
I was just going to
opening.
ask you if you're going to announce that or not.
I know.
Too late now. You already
They
did.
already announced it.
Is
I
it a
didn't announce
It's
Nate.
a re-grand opening
It's a
or is it a
re-grand
grand reopening?
It's a re-grand opening.
What's the
That's
difference?
way
The Rio
I'm-
Grand
it's
Open.
Not, it's,
The
not,
Rio
it's
Grand-
not the way you say it. These guys picked
It's
on
the
me.
grand reopening,
Oh, okay.
It's
not the
re-grand.
re-grand.
Yeah,
Regrand.
that's the
Re-grand
dyslexia
opening?
I think I have or whatever.
We're on the same page, Matt. We're
I
good.
know. You should have lived.
Hey,
but-
what went on with the MFL this weekend?
yeah. So I don't even know if I want. Yeah, we're
Yeah,
announcing
you-
the
too
dates.
late
May,
now.
May
So-
17th and 18th. Here
Grand
at TRS.
reopening, May 17th,
Yep.
May 18th. Lots of cool stuff.
Pre-
Things.
Pressure
stuff.
is on sales, seminars, reps. May 18th is going to be the rep day, so we're going to have hunting reps, fishing reps, archery reps. It's weird that we have to specify the difference. Gun reps.
It's awesome.
But there's going to be reps upon reps. We're going to have some seminars. We got a food plot seminar lined up so far. We got Greg Karsh with Learn to Fish, right?
Yep.
Is that what that one
Yep,
is?
you did.
He's coming in.
He does an
also.
absolutely great job with kids seminars,
His is
teaching
gonna-
kids how to fish.
Yep.
It's awesome.
Yep. And I'm going to put it out there, and he sounded fairly.
I don't know if I would put that out there yet because you make promises you can't fulfill.
Well, there may
we're
be-
there's a
there
lot
may
of
be-
stuff we talk about on here.
Greg's working
Just-
on some giveaways,
Yeah,
which is
that's
going to
great.
be pretty
Boom,
awesome. A
done.
limited quantity of giveaways for
Yeah.
that. Now, his is going to be directed more towards kids.
Yep. But he
But
does.
it's
It's awesome. He gets
basics.
into casting and
Right.
different minnows and how to use the live bait.
Yep.
And it's just
Yep.
he does a great
We're
job.
working on food trucks.
Food trucks.
We're working on food trucks. That's a
Food
difficult one because we're
trucks.
competing with the farmers market that is probably downtown Appleton.
Oh,
we should
same
just have the
weekend?
farmers market here.
Well, let's work on it.
Talk to my wife.
Give them a
yeah,
call.
Get the goat to.
Yeah,
move
well, and that's
outside
the
for
other thing
day.
too is we're not partnering, but the Yo Goat and Ace is going to be doing some stuff that weekend as well. So
Very
Friday,
cool.
Saturday are the 2 days. Friday evening more there'll be
Aren't you
Yeah.
working? We got casting contests for kids,
we have
right?
we have some casting
We
stuff.
have some
going
archery
on.
stuff going on, too?
We're gonna bring out some archery tag stuff.
We might be going live from the floor.
we're gonna definitely be going live on the floor.
I didn't know if you knew that or not, Zach.
No, I knew that.
Yeah.
Okay,
We're
good.
gonna figure it out.
You know, I just happen to pull this stuff randomly. And
What's Inferno Subs? What is that? EC just is that a company? Do they do
Inferno
trucks?
subs.
I have
I've
no
heard of
idea.
them.
Well, because I'm gonna be honest with we're having some hard time getting food trucks. If people got recommendations, let us know. Because Megan's contacted like 5 of them so far, and only one has really said that it's a possibility.
Right.
So we want to have food here. I mean, we want to make it a grand reopening.
Yeah. The
So-
store. Seriously, we only what most
We've
would
never
say
we've
it
never
wasn't
we've
a
never
lot.
done a grand opening.
Never did.
Right. So here's the cool thing though, is like the
Yeah, he
store
said it's a
itself.
sub truck.
Knock a
Oh, sweet.
couple walls down, you walk inside, and the place looks like a different store.
Way different
and
store.
and the amount of stuff that we're putting out, I mean,
We literally doubled the size of the floor. Doubled
well,
it.
I ran into some guys over in New London while I
Did
was
you say
fishing this
excuse me
weekend.
first?
Yeah, I bumped into him, and I was like, I apologize, but hey, have you checked out the real shot? Just being a sly salesman there. But no, they were like, oh yeah, that's over by the mall, right? And I was like, oh no, I'm like,
I don't understand why
been a
people
while. Well, that's it's a heavy area, it's trafficked. But I was like, no, it's over off of Calumet. And then I go, the size of the store that was over there. I'm like, pretty much imagine that, but twice the size with everything you can imagine year round now being out. And they're like, what? We're coming in. Like, we'll be there this week.
Did you give me one of your business cards?
Oh, I don't have a business card.
All right, let's wrap this show up.
All right, we are
Yeah.
heading to
So-
the print shop.
So yeah, May 17th and 18th. More details will come. We're trying to have everything wrapped up. There'll be some commercials, all that kind of
Yep.
stuff.
He's coming in today, I believe.
Yeah, wasn't that coming in at 9 o'clock?
Yeah,
I hope so. He's never really replied.
Womp womp.
he'll just show up. He's probably here already.
Probably.
So yeah, no pressure. Me and the marketing staff to make sure this goes off without a hitch. If it's anything like the real shot TRS live show, it's going to be phenomenal.
It's gonna be.
We're gonna show up for the seminar day, and all the doors are just gonna be locked, and
Well,
our keys don't work or something.
And it's going to be a learning experience for all of us.
Sometimes
We've held events here, but this one, I mean, with Mark's fundraising event, that was a really good one. But I'm realizing there's a lot that goes into planning these sales and everything like
big
that.
time.
These
There's
events,
a ton.
you're coordinating people, which is one of the toughest things to do in the world. But the reps are being really responsive, getting back to me. I'm trying to get as many fishing reps in here as well.
Right.
I think Russell might be here doing a Great Lake seminar possibly.
So the ideas behind the seminars is I got a food plot one. I got Greg Karsh so far committed. And then Russell said if he's available, he'll do some salmon trout trolling type stuff.
Yep.
He also is working on getting us hopefully
Couple walleye pros. Yep.
And then Colin Martin, I spoke to him yesterday. He said he'd love to come in and talk bass fishing.
Awesome.
So I mean, my goal.
No, Megan's doing some too, isn't she? On pictures
yeah,
or
Zach and Megan are.
Maybe.
Maybe. What do you
Well,
mean?
if we gotta do work and stuff, you can't do both.
Oh boy.
Yeah, you can.
Here we go with all this work and stuff.
But yeah, no, I think if you guys did one, kids seminars, yep, not really Greg Karsh is going to be.
He's making a joke about this being a
I
family show.
understand.
We'll have to keep it clean on Saturday, all right?
Yeah,
Fine.
we won't
Here we go.
swear in front of people, but
no mounting turkey decoys.
but I mean we're making Zach and Megan do a seminar on quality photos and how to take them, with a camera, obviously, but then.
So you're doing a seminar too, then?
I'll do a seminar. I don't care, but I'm not doing it on filming.
No.
Obviously, look at my footage.
No, the idea was
Yeah.
is how to properly use cell phones
Oh,
to
yeah.
take better pictures.
Nope, I agree.
That was the idea.
Dude, as much as you talk, we'll have to have a time cap on yours for sure. It'll go over an hour.
We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Maybe he's all nervous.
Well,
No, I
mean,
like public speaking.
No, I think it'd be a good time. And Megan said if you do it, she'll do it. So you guys don't really have a choice. You already did it. You already
It's
doing
already
it.
it's on paper.
It's
It's,
on
a done
paper.
deal.
It's right here on TRS Live.
It's a done deal.
So-
I think when they're doing their seminar, we should be live. I'll just run the stream, and we'll just ridicule them the whole time. No? Is that a bad
I
idea?
don't know.
I'm just kidding.
So yeah, May 18th, 17th, 18th here at the Real Shot. We're gonna try to have a big event here, and it should be a really, really good time. So mark that one on your calendar, and then we're gonna run some really good sales that time, some kind of not hot buy real deals. So we're gonna have some things going on that are gonna hopefully be encouraging to not only parents
and we're
but
working
kids.
on having like a lot of the stuff on sale, right?
As of yesterday.
Yes, sir. Yes, that's what I thought.
As of yesterday, a lot of stuff was. We were told that we're going to put a lot of stuff on sale.
Sounds like a really good plan.
I wonder whose idea that was.
I have no idea what you guys are talking about right now.
So, yep, Brian says, you just heard him, a lot of big sales that day. Well, that's it was an event, now it's a sale.
It's still an event.
It's
Who has
still
an event without a sale?
It's a sales event.
It's an event with a sale.
Sales event. But anyways, let's
Sales event.
we got to get talking to Fox 11 so we can start marketing this awesome sales event that's going on May 17th and 18th here at the Real Shot. But anybody that's getting out there fishing and hunting, obviously, really have some awesome times out there because somebody's got to get
Fishing's
out there
going to be awesome this weekend.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
Colin said he was up fishing walleyes someplace north of here, and he said he just put on a clinic.
Yep.
He said that if there was ever a day to be in the boat filming, that would have been the day. I'm like, cool, you should have let us know ahead of time.
Right. All he's going to do is call.
All he's got to do is call. But, yeah. So, and then first part of May, too, we're going to Green Bay talking muskies type stuff. We're waiting on the confirmation from the DNR on that
nice.
one, but that's that.
Kind of like what you did with the walleye thing?
Yep, muskie tagging up in Green Bay. And Megan Radke's been setting that up and lining that up. We got to confirm that with the DNR.
Did you get that message I sent you on the whole looking for elk deal?
No, was it looking for elk or looking for fawns?
Elk fawns.
Oh, was it? 'Cause we
Yeah.
got another one down. I think it's in Sawyer County. They're doing a fawn count.
Well, this is
And
elk fawns. They were looking for elk fawns to tag them, collar them, and whatever.
The only bad thing is that's coming in May, and there's a lot of things going on
Well,
in May.
I just threw it out
Wisco
there.
bass.
I thought it would be
huge sales
something
event.
cool to do.
It is cool stuff to go. Let's do it.
I mean, right?
Yep.
Yeah, they're looking for volunteers to walk around and try to look for elk fawns.
Oh, and they're doing the same thing for whitetails as well.
Okay.
Yep, I got that one too. So, yeah. But anyways, a lot of cool stuff going on at the store. Wisco Bass first tournament next Sunday. So we're
This Sunday is the last day you can register for that. So
correct.
better get that done. 'Cause
Correct.
you're gonna regret it if you don't.
I like that. I like that post that somebody put out there. Where it was, if you're tired of looking at the view
Yeah.
from the back, join Wisco Bass. So
I like that.
should be awesome. We're excited, and I think a lot of the fishing guys are getting excited for the first
Oh
tournament.
yeah. I think the guys that don't get in the first one are gonna regret it because you can't fish that invitational if you don't fish them all. So you might as well fish the first one and see what it's like.
Well, if anything, just
you don't
do
have
the
to fish
first
them all,
one. You're right?
But
Just
so
do
I'm saying, if you're in the first one, it's gonna be awesome. You're gonna love it. Then
Yep.
you can fish the rest of them. But if you don't fish the first one, then you just regret the
Well,
whole year.
And the thing about it is, let's just say that the fishing sucks that day, but the thing, you're still fishing, right?
Oh yeah.
Any day fishing is a day better than anything else.
No, I didn't mean the fishing was bad. Because
Unless
if
you're
it's
turkey
bad,
hunting.
it could be for everybody. What I'm saying is, if people are a little hesitant because it's new, it's different,
Right.
right? We got to go up on stage, we got music and all this kind of stuff, cameras and whatever. If you're a little, nervous about that, or you just don't know about this whole fishing by myself thing, you don't want to miss the first one, because if you miss the first one, you can't fish the invitational, the free invitational. You can't fish that.
Right, in lacrosse.
So you might as well fish the first one, see if you like it or not, instead of waiting and then having 40 guys be like, "That was so awesome," and now you're out.
Right.
Right? Like, why do that to yourself?
Don't do it. Just sign up. Sign up at wiscobass.com.
Just do it anyways.
So
Just
very
do it.
cool.
Zach's
Get it in.
fishing at Red Shark.
And we just put a link
Yep.
up there yesterday, so you can upload. You can put your post for your walk-up song. That's pretty cool.
Yep.
So very
Yep.
cool.
Cool.
Well, cool. Well, thanks everybody for being patient with our delayed start this morning and the other cool stuff but we wrapped it up. Turkey hunting's going on
Yep.
full-fledged. I can't wait.
And then next Tuesday we're here with
Riley with the outdoor group. He's going to
nice.
be talking.
And the outdoor group is what? Elite.
Scott, Slick Trick, Scott. Man, they got all kinds of stuff. They got lynch mob turkey calls, dual game calls, solid broadheads, Slick Trick broadheads, elite bows.
Nice work here. You're pulling it out right off the top of your head.
There's one or two more that they got a part of. I think they got a quiver line now, or not a quiver line, but a stabilizer line now. So yeah,
Nice.
yep. So that would be a good one. So that one, remember, I got to get the event created for that one, but that one's going to be at noon Tuesday next week.
Perfect.
And then where we'll be from there, nobody really knows.
Awesome. We're gonna be fishing. That's where we're
We're
gonna
going to
be.
be fishing.
Heck
Well,
yeah.
the next live
Let's do
after
some
that will
fishing.
be live on the water in Winneconne for the Wisco.
We're gonna be doing some fishing.
We got to do some fishing.
We're gonna be
I
doing
got to
some
get on
fishing.
real fish.
I gotta get.
I have to fish, period.
I gotta get Zach on some fish.
Yeah. I'm sick and tired of these little river dinks. I need real fish.
I might have to fish this weekend, maybe a little bit.
Nice.
Call me.
What's the forecast for?
No, I don't even know.
Doesn't matter, right?
Doesn't matter. You just find somewhere to go.
Yep,
There's always a windward shoreline you can get out of it somewhere.
that's true.
Yep.
True story, or a bay full of perch.
Yep.
that
Well, white bass got to start going here pretty quick. I don't know what you're talking
the white
about.
bass are going. They've been
some-
catching them now.
Some
so.
pocket full of perch that guys catching the crap out of them and said, "Man, we should go film that."
I have no idea about perch.
But I'm busy, guys. I'd love to film it, but I'm so busy with life.
I'm not busy with life. You know what I'm doing,
I
man.
know what you're doing.
So there, back off.
You're busy with life.
I'm busy. I'm
So
busy
if
making
you want
things happen.
any of this awesome turkey stuff, or you want to buy a cool Winchester shotgun or some turkey ammunition, the real shots, right
Do
here
yourself
for
a
you.
favor and check out the store.
Check out the
'Cause
store.
it's pretty cool.
Tune into our awesome product videos. I think Zach's just going to do those from now on. He's
Nope.
so much better at it.
I'm the camera guy. You're gonna get into it. You got to get there.
Talking about a crankbait is one of the most
Got to get
boring
Nick
things.
involved.
How do you
or
think
Justin.
I feel, man?
Nick or Justin. Or Ty.
We'll get everybody involved. We'll
You
just do a
tell him
whole
he has to
group.
do it is the only way he'll do it.
Who?
Ty. The guy could
He
literally.
did such a good job when he was in on the show. He was all nervous about it, and he was
I know.
awesome.
I know. Well,
He was awesome.
I'm telling you, you won't pay him if he doesn't do it. So cool. Thanks everybody for tuning in. We're not sure, besides noon next week, what time we'll be back on the air again, but we're going to be back on the air again once a week for sure with TRS Live. And thanks for tuning in. I said it one more time, and we're going to continue on with our day and be out of the office early and go fishing. That's not the wrap up. Is
No.
it?
No,
No?
it's not the wrap
You
up.
wanna-
We're still live.
Oh,
I know.
jeez
We're doing
Louise.
we're doing this. We're doing
Where
this
are
the
we-
in-laws way.
Where
Where are
are
you
we
going with that, man?
Going.
I don't know.
Ladies and gentlemen,
My
the muddy,
energy drink just kind of kicked in again.
I was going to kicked in or wore off.
I don't know.
ladies
either
and
one.
gentlemen, the waters are muddy, but the sonar is on. We're gonna figure this out, and we'll be back next time. Good morning, night, everyone.
Good morning, Lee night.